all a little bit calmer today. I can only apologise that yesterday's vlog was only 3 minutes. I really did run out of time, and as it turns out, although I was at the venue, well, I arrived outside the venue in Spitalfields for the honour event yesterday about 40 minutes, half an hour ahead of time. But I had some recording I had to do for the main video to do, and I got there and found this decking out back, and I thought it was too good a chance to miss, so I did the vlog then. And it's the only chance that I had. So I walked in, I was actually the last one in, which is ironic because I was one of the first ones there. But anyway, more about that later. The day actually, it was another really good day, and I think the photos that I took so far I've been really happy with. It had a couple of stories in it though. So first of all, there's a new app that my daughter suggested to me. Now, as you know, I've fallen in love with London. I love being in London. I love hanging out there and going there. But I've never been particularly au fait with the tube network. It's just never made sense to me. And yesterday, I was actually more anxious about getting around London than I was when I went to Vegas. Vegas is basic, getting on a plane, getting off a plane. But with this, I started off to Waterloo. Obviously, that's easy for me. Then it was from Waterloo to Tottenham Court Road. I knew that bit was simple. Then I did 2 shots at Tottenham Court Road and needed to get to King's Cross St Pank. And that was a bit confusing. And then from there, I needed to get over to Aldgate East, which was the nearest tube station to the event, and then I had to get back from Aldgate East to Waterloo. So I was a little bit worried about how it was going to work out. And AJ said to me, there's an app called City Planner. By God, it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's foolproof. It's an idiot's guide. It just literally lines out, get on the tube, northbound, platform 4, 4 stops, get off, change out, da da da. It literally lists it all out for you. I didn't have to ask one single underground employee directions yesterday. The whole thing just worked out perfectly. I was amazed at that app. It's a really good app, City Planner. If you don't use it, use it. I think it works in any city around the world. I think she used it when she went to Vietnam. It's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So that saved the day yesterday. So I got to the Heels Furniture Shop. That's where the spiral staircase was that you saw yesterday. They were really lovely to me. And then it was after I got to St Pancras, I knew there's a shop, there's a Standard Hotel. The picture's going up today of like a red elevator shaft. It's almost like a red bullet that goes up and down outside the Standard Hotel on the Euston Road. I sort of stumbled across it and thought that was interesting. And I realised if I shot it from road level, all the cars would be getting in the way. So I looked behind me and there was an elevated spot, which was, as it turns out, the car park to the St Pancras International Hotel. I think it used to be called Renaissance. Lovely old hotel. So, if you can imagine it, the wall overlooking Euston High Road is there. Then there was this railing about, I suppose, a foot behind it, 2 foot behind it. And what I had to try to do was to rest 1 foot on the railing, 1 foot on the wall in front of me, and lean forward. My triceps are still aching today while I was leaning forward and waiting. That bloody elevator must have taken half an hour to move. I was there so long that the concierge from the hotel actually came over to me and said, sorry sir, you can't do that because this is private ground and if you fall, we're liable. And I said, honestly, I won't be suing anybody if I fall. I'm more worried about my camera. And I said, look, I'm just waiting for that elevator to move. That's all I'm waiting for. The amount of patience you need with photography is insane. Anyway, he was actually pretty reasonable. He was fine. An Italian guy, I think. Pretty cool. And yet also I wanted to go inside. I knew there was a really lovely staircase inside the Renaissance Hotel. And I said, can I do that? He said, not with your camera, you can't. Which is one reason why I will always carry a pro phone with me as a backup camera. So once I'd finally got the elevator picture that I wanted, I then packed up all my camera, went in there. You had to go through this QR code, you had to give data, email address, and then they give you 2 minutes with your phone. And they were on it as well, because when I left my camera bag with the concierge, and I went there, and I must have been slightly over the 2 minutes, and by God, they were looking for me. But they were really lovely, don't get me wrong, really, really friendly. And I thought, well, to thank them, I'll have lunch there. So I didn't decide to go for a crappy Costa coffee yesterday. I had a cortado, some sparkling water, and beef tartare at the hotel. It cost me 40 quid, but it's money well spent, and it was lovely. Also gave me a chance to sit down, charge up the camera batteries, edit the photo on the MacBook Neo, get it uploaded, scheduled for later in the day, da-da-da-da. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to keep up a photo a day. It really is a tough ask, but I'm going to do it for as long as possible. I mean, nobody keeps it going forever, but it is noticeable that I'm getting more followers and more views and traction, so I'll just carry on doing that for the time being anyway. But I think I've got pictures for the week ahead of me, so that's the main thing. And then after that little story there, then it was on the tube over to Aldgate, and that's when I sort of did the event. And Steve, I know you saw the Skyline was amazing. So it was basically like a WeWork centre that Honour held the event at. Obviously, I'm not allowed to say what I saw or what's happening. I think I'm getting a loan a loan unit, I think. We've been emailing this morning. It looks like in a couple of weeks' time I'm getting a loan unit. But anyway, it was like a common working space area. But when I went up top and found this balcony out the back where obviously people eat their lunch and smoke and whatever during the day, to one side you had the HSBC Tower and to the other side you had the Gherkin and the city, and it was just the most amazing view. Sadly, the sky was overcast and there wasn't any sunlight, but it was a gorgeous location up on that roof terrace. And it all went without any problems at all. And say it was just a very short vlog, I know, and I did it in 1080 to make sure I could upload it quickly. Today will be 4K. And I've looked at the footage from yesterday. I think that's going to be, I think, my next job this afternoon. I've done all the mundane stuff that I need to do, and I think after this, it will be beginning to look at footage. On the train last night, I did top and tail the vlog. I also got all of the stuff off of the SD card. Basically, I commandeered a seat next to me, and I must look pretty grumpy because no one asked to sit there. And I was able to sort of label all of the footage. I'm hoping it's all sharp, but that's the risk you take when you're shooting on location. Again, if I need to do a little bit in the studio as a filler, I can. But yeah, so that's going to be this afternoon's task. I think it's okay. Basically, I'm saying what good value the 17 is and showing how many similarities it's got to the iPhone Air, which is actually a lot. So that was the basis of what the video is going to be, and I did most of that. I rehearsed the intro on the train, so I knew the first 40 seconds or whatever was pretty much in my head by the time I got there, and I found a lovely avenue down by the side of Hill's Furniture Store to do that, where I was able to park the bag down, and it felt very, very safe there, because I was worried recording around Tottenham Court Road because it doesn't feel particularly good there, but the little part where I was near Hill's Furniture Store was absolutely lovely. Also, good news, Reflex have come through. When I was out yesterday, do you remember I went to Edinburgh with them last year and used their lenses on the iPhone Pro? They've come through, they've got a new lens they're launching, and they wondered if I'd be interested. They came to me with a figure, which isn't what I wanted, but equally isn't taking a piss. So I immediately said yes, because it's a brand I love working with, they're a premium brand. Okay, I've got to engineer into the whole scheme of things how or why I'm shooting on an iPhone again. But I think I'll simply mention that I haven't got a lot of glass, I haven't got zoom, because this is a big 600mm zoom they've got. It's a piece of kit apparently, and I do rate their lenses, I really do. Their 110mm wide angle lens, I love using it. I've now got it permanently in my camera bag, so when I do look-up shots, I've got a much wider angle than I have on the camera. So that's come through. Also, I've agreed terms with Ugreen. Reflex is something they want up by the end of April. Ugreen wants something at the beginning of June. So I think it's another server video or NAS video, and I think the idea is going to be it's a smaller NAS unit I'm going to have at home, so I can back up the unit here, because I'm well aware all my photos are on there, but they're not backed up anywhere at the moment. So I can then back it up to another server. So I've got it in 2 sites. I think that one's going to be about. And most remarkably, I'm near to making this video about an exercise bike as well. It's not just one of these home things. It's a £500 kind of gym level bike. If it comes off, I don't know why you asked me to do it. It makes no sense to me at all. It'd be a car crash of an integration, but there you go. It paying the bills. And where I put it, I don't know, because obviously it's going to be fairly bulky, so wherever I assemble it, it's got to stay. And I don't know where that's going to be yet. That's a little problem for me to work out. Anyway, so as you will gather, things just seem generally a bit more buoyant. I know I've definitely got Ugreen and I've definitely got Reflex, and both of those pay okay and will keep the lights on and help pay the mortgage and the rent and so on. And then there's this bike one as well, so if that comes off, so much the better. I could just do with some videos popping off a bit. You know, everything's ticking along, and I know what I'm going to make the short about this week. Last week's short did well, but again, you know, it's all kind of doing okay. Nothing's really flying. And I saw we had somebody join in on the channel. They said he felt like Samuel felt like he felt somewhere dark on the net. It's a private little club, but we do it at least 5 days a week. This last week I've done it over 7. This is what, the 9th straight day or something. And so, yeah, if you found a dark place on the web, share it. We don't want it to be too dark. We'd like other people to come and join us as well. So I think it was just a few stories from yesterday. That city play. Oh, I know what I wanted to mention to you. Yes, maybe you can help me out. So I was thinking this morning, and I've tried to look at it online. I can't really find an answer. As you know, I edit in Final Cut, and Apple have just bought Motion VFX. For a long time, I had the complete range of Motion VFX plugins because they gave them to me, but that license expired, we couldn't agree terms, so I've just had to buy kind of the basic license, and it is quite expensive, the upgrade. I think it's another 250 quid on top of what I've already spent. So then I started wondering, well, if I get the Apple Creator Bundle, from this day, if I was to get the Apple Creator Bundle right now, would I get all of the Motion VFX plugins in there? I can't find categorically yes or no, but I tend to think no. I don't think I do. If you can work out that for me, because if I'm spending, was it 30 quid a month for everything? Okay, I won't be using it all, but I've already got Final Cut, I know, but it would almost make sense because I'm getting other apps that I might use in time. And if I'm then also getting, because it's a yearly sub with Motion VFX, it's not as if I own them, so I'd have to renew them anyway. So I don't know. If you can work out, I couldn't work it out clearly. If you can work out if I get all the Motion VFX, the full range, the 3D stuff and all of that in the Apple Creator Bundle, then I'd be tempted to go with it. Because I did have an email through from Apple this week about 3 months for free anyway. So it kind of makes sense to get the first 3 months for free and then go on to the subscription. Even though I bought Final Cut outright, I think I'll get better updates and so on if I'm a subscriber to Creator Studio. So if you can work it out, let me know. I'm a bit nervous about the footage this afternoon. I think it's okay. I think it's sharp. I did it in Rec 709, I did the intro in log, but it's just when the light varies so much, it's way more temperamental shooting in log. Rec 709 is very forgiving, which is what I'm recording in now. So I shot most of it in Rec 709 just because it's easier to edit, and it also means all the B-roll. But actually for the B-roll, I'm tending to use the iPhone now. It's much easier, particularly when you're taking just B-roll of small devices like phones. It's much easier to use an iPhone. That's another reason that I would always put the Pro in the bag. Although I was using the 17E all day long, the Pro was there, or the Pro Max was there just to be a camera for me, really. So yeah, it was, the reflex job, we've agreed that's going to be another London shoot. Because it's a zoom lens, there's a couple of locations I can think in London where I can show the skyline. And I think that'll bring it to life. They're lovely to deal with. I didn't actually meet the guy at the Birmingham Camera Show, but I wasn't dealing with the owner of the company last year when I did the Edinburgh job with them. But we've been in touch, and we thought we were going to meet at Birmingham, if you remember, and it worked out he was there on a Sunday, I was there on a Saturday. But we've sort of been exchanging messages and so on, so that was a good contact made then. Because of that, this came off. So, and he's loving the vibe and the energy that I've got with it. I really do like their stuff, that's the thing. It's easy to make a video when it's something you genuinely believe in. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. I think the stuff will arrive. As I was emailing last night about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock when I got home, I could already see the shipping notes from UPS coming in. I've had something arrive today as well, and I don't really know why. It's really odd. I've had this thing turn up, and I don't know who sent it to me. EasyQuest Premium Digital Life. It just looks like it's a hub. A USB 4, dual display, 8-in-1 hub, Pro Series. I've got no idea who sent it to me. I've got no idea what I'm supposed to be doing with it. The most important bit of kit in my bag that's really small and incidental is the SD card reader. That's brilliant. The Neo, again, by the way, still struggling on battery. I didn't use it hardly at all yesterday, and I still came back with only about 50% on it, which maybe I should take it in and get the battery checked. Somebody suggested that on the video. And of course then I could change it. Oh, sorry about the ding in the back. Might do that in time. But I've just got it feeling like mine now, you know what I mean? It's always a pain whenever you take on anything new. It never feels like yours. I've got all the bits and bobs on there I actually wanted now, and it just takes time to do that. So the ag of changing is like, don't know if I can be bothered. Anyway, I think that was it. There was just a few things to catch up with from yesterday, and I do apologise that it was so short yesterday. I know that was bad of me, but it's the only time that I had. But we've kept our streak running. That's the important thing. Right, I'm going to go and edit and stop prevaricating. It's exactly what I did last week. I need to get my head into it, get it clipped together. If at least by the end of tonight, it's kind of all in sequence, I can polish it up tomorrow. That's not too much of a problem. Right, I think that's everything. I honestly don't think I've forgotten anything now. With that, toodle pip, and I will see you tomorrow.